Elysabeth Alfano, the Silver Chic Chef, back in the kitchen. I'm thinking about dinner already, and even more than that, I'm thinking about the holidays. So today I'm making a 3 mushroom fast risotto. So I won't be standing over the stove, stirring and stirring. I'm doing my fast version, and I always feel that this is a great recipe to make come Thanksgiving, and people are looking for hearty fall type recipes, and there's nothing more fall than mushrooms. And of course we love the almighty mushroom because it gives us so much flavor, really. I count on it for so much flavor. So I've cheated a little bit, and then I started a tad bit without you. I've already made my rice in my handy dandy, you can maybe see it here, could never live without my rice cooker. And as I tell you guys every time I'm here, I never use anything but mushroom broth. So when I don't use water, when I make my rice, I'm always using mushroom broth. I just want to make sure that it has flavor and that it comes out really hearty and robust. And when I'm making something that I want to be more risotto-like, I always use the arborio rice. So it's not my brown rice that I usually use, it's arborio rice. Okay, and then I have my mushrooms. I'm watching them. I have my mushrooms on low there in the back. It's a 3 mushroom risotto. So I have trumpet mushrooms, I have baby bellas, and I have a big portobello mushroom. Again, what could be more fall than mushrooms? Okay, so I've actually already chopped up my baby bellas. Just slice them up nice and not too thin, because you know they do really simmer down when they're in the pan. So not too thin, just kind of, oh gosh, I don't know, what is this, 1/8 of an inch thick. Now I already did that before you guys came along, and I sauteed it up, and I'm gonna tell you a little trick to that, and I combined it with my rice. So already I've got my base here going of rice and mushrooms, and when the mushrooms, the baby bellas, they gave me some juice, so the mushroom juice is already in here, so it's a great dish already, but I haven't done more to it than that. So now what I've got cooking in the pan is my trumpet mushrooms. I've sliced them up, and you see the size of the baby bellas. So I've sliced up the trumpet mushroom long ways, but I've also chopped it into the size, so it's gonna be about this size. So when you get a bite of trumpet mushroom versus a bite of portobello, baby bello mushroom in your mouth, it's going to be about the same kind of flavor in that bite, but they're going to be different flavors. That's the joy of using 3 mushrooms. And then I've gone ahead and done the same thing for my big portobello. I've sliced it long ways, not too thick, and then I've chopped it so I have chunks. In fact, I'll show you. Ooh, trumpet mushrooms and portobello mushrooms. So I've got a new trick. So far, no oil. So made my rice with my mushroom broth, and then I turned the pan on super hot. So hot that if you put water on it, it just immediately bubbles away. And when it's that hot, your mushrooms won't stick. So I didn't do any oil with my baby bello mushrooms, or my trumpet, or my big portobello mushrooms. I just kept it on really hot, and then when I put the mushrooms in, I turned it down to a low, and I let them simmer, and you see that they've just kind of simmered down, and I put a little bit of mushroom broth in just to double check that I'm not, you know, making any mistakes or calling the fire department or anything like this. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to combine all of my mushrooms, and then I'm gonna get ready to make a risotto out of it with, hey, you guessed it, Follow Your Heart. Oh, how I love them. Yes, now there is some oil in Follow Your Heart, so for those of you who are strictly a no oil diet, then you could always not include the Follow Your Heart. Here we go. Bringing in my trumpet mushrooms and my large chunks of portobello mushrooms, and then going to stir this up. So now I have all my mushrooms. Oh my gosh. So I have all my mushrooms worked into my dish, which is so great. But now I'm gonna take my dish and put it in my saucepan. You can see some of the more mushrooms coming out there. Oh, you see the trumpet mushrooms hanging out there, really nice. So I always feel like this makes it a little bit of an exotic dish too, if you're saying that you're cooking with 3 mushrooms. You know, find a trumpet mushroom isn't a mushroom that people get all the time, so it's just kind of making the dish a little bit more interesting. So that's what it's looking like. And now I'm gonna add, yes, the fat. That is kind of what makes it risotto after all. So I've got oat milk. You could use soy milk. If I had a soy milk opened, honestly, I just would have used soy milk. If you want the full directions on this, you can go to ElysabethAlfano.com and I'll have all the quantities of how much you want to use. But here I'm just going to, I don't want to add a lot of fat. So you're probably saying, well, this is crazy. You chose not to saute with oil and now you're adding in fat. It's because I want to get the taste of risotto, but I'm trying to calculate every calorie I can. So if I can save on calories somewhere, I do. If I can save on oils somewhere, I do. So I did not use any oil to fry up my mushrooms, but I am going to add a little fat here, a little bit going on in the oat milk. This is like it's more like an oat creamer actually. It's meant for really rich, creamy coffees. So it's barista blend. So a little bit of fat going on in this. As I say, I could have easily just put in, and I'm really going low, like 1/8 a cup here. I could have easily used soy milk had I had soy milk open. Follow Your Heart's going to have some salt in it already, so you really don't need to salt any more than that. Again, for those of you who are really watching your diet here, then you wouldn't be including this. And I'm just going to stir it in. What I love about this is it's really the simplest of simple recipes. Just warm up the Follow Your Heart and work it in. And now I'm going to do what is most important, which is a small taste test. So this is a meal in and of itself, or it can be one of the many dishes you make at Thanksgiving that are plant-based and have no meat and no dairy. Okay, so this is bubbling up nice and fine. It's going to be very hot. What I'm really tasting for here is to see if it needs any salt in addition to what I've already done. And let me show it to you before I taste. Ooh, hot. Let me show this to you. See how it's looking? See how it's already looking very risotto-like? You can see the steam. Oh, yummy. Yeah, so this is my risotto. Okay. So it depends. You can keep cooking it to make it a little less watery. The mushrooms do give off their own broth. Or if you like it this way, you know, it's a little less dense in the cream. You see how warm that is. Okay. I'm telling you that nobody would not know that this isn't risotto. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Okay, so I'm just going to keep it on warm, and I'm going to let it get a little thicker in the cream and a little less watery from the mushroom juice that came out when we were heating up our mushrooms. But basically, I'm going to keep that on low, and I'm going to have it for dinner. So there you go. That's what I'm doing for dinner. And I just want to thank everybody for watching. Hit me up if you have any questions. I am doing more and more cooking classes in my house and online. So if you're interested in any cooking classes, DM me directly. And of course, you can get all my recipes at ElysabethAlfano.com. And all of these quantities are also going to be on ElysabethAlfano.com. But there's not much to it. Make rice, chop up mushrooms, just saute them, even though you don't really need any oil. So I guess it's not really sauteing. And throw in some Follow Your Heart. And boom, you have dinner and a great dish for Thanksgiving. Bye, everybody.